Hey Top 10ers, what is going on? I'm your host Joss and welcome back to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. Make sure you're following us on social media, all of our links are in the description below, and hang out with me until the end of this video because it is my favorite part. I handpick some of your comments and respond to them, so if you want to join in on that fun, make sure you stick around. As for today's video, you guys done did it again. You got me doing another part 3 to a list that apparently you guys cannot get enough of. Everyone likes me spilling that tea about who's got beef with Hollywood. So here it is, let's jump into today's list of top 10 celebrities blacklisted from Hollywood part 3. Starting off our list at number 10 is Rob Schneider. The hilarious actor is well known for his work in mostly comedy films. At one point in time, he was taking on big roles starring in multiple movies next to other big stars like Adam Sandler. In the 1990s and early 2000s, he was basically everywhere in the industry. But nowadays, you don't really see much of him. A lot of people have said that his time just has simply passed. Some even say that the actor was always playing the same comedic role each time, and let's face it, casting directors are probably looking for something fresh and new at this point. It doesn't help that some of his movies received really bad reviews and he was even sued for one of them. Back in 2010, investors sued him for his straight-to-DVD movie called The Chosen One because they wanted to recoup their investment since the movie didn't do so well. That doesn't really paint a pretty picture for other casting directors wanting to really work with him. It's been a few years since we even saw him on a screen as Rob in the TV series Real Rob. Now his movies are mainly found in the Walmart discount movie bins, but hey, some of them are still funny and I am all about a cheap deal. So who's the real winner here? At number 9 is CARMEN. At age 47, she still remains as one of the world's biggest sex symbols, claiming the title through her work in the iconic Baywatch series and Playboy. Throughout her career, she has done it all. She has a successful acting resume, a modeling portfolio, and also a music career. But over the last handful of years, her career just kinda seemed to fizzle out. After her split with Simon Cowell in 2013, she turned away from films and focused on her musical dreams. Unfortunately, that really didn't take off the way that she had hoped. We haven't seen much of her lately. She's no longer acting on our big screens or landing her songs on the Billboard charts. She did find herself in the spotlight back in January of this year, 2019, but it wasn't for anything that would benefit her career in any way. Turns out she's actually involved in a scandal and is trying to sue 5 Las Vegas strip clubs for using her photos as advertisement without permission or payment. With that being the only type of attention she is getting from the media, her career seems to have come to a dead end. Sliding into the number 8 spot is Dane Cook. He first made a name for himself through his stand-up comedy, but like most comedians, over time he started to get into acting. He made his first on-screen appearance in the movie Employee of the Month, where he starred alongside blonde bombshell Jessica Simpson. Unfortunately, his first major role was a complete flop, and the movie received 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. He tried to redeem himself when he took on a major role in the movie Good Luck Chuck. The movie also received terrible reviews and got just 5% on Rotten Tomatoes, so even worse than the first one. People were starting to think he should pass on the whole acting thing and just stick to his stand-up comedy. Not only were his movies a flop, but his comedy career also took a hit after he made an inappropriate joke back in 2012 about a mass shooting. He made a joke referencing the shooting that happened in Colorado during the screening of The Dark Knight Rises. The actor later apologized for his jokes, but some people weren't so forgiving on such a sensitive and serious topic. His personal life has also landed him being caught up in another controversy by dating a girl who is only 19 years old. They began dating when she was just 18 years old and he was 45 at the time, and the two of them have continued dating for over a year now. People have had no problem voicing their opinion on the 26-year age gap. Dane is trying to make a comeback through comedy though by doing a comedy tour this year. He admits that he will be sticking to comedy and that acting is in his past. So I guess let's see if he can still make people laugh. Next up at number 7 is Abby Lee Miller. You will know her as the very strict dance teacher on the hit TV series Dance Moms. She built her own dance studio in Pittsburgh and created a reality-type TV show called Dance Moms, which has now turned into a world sensation. Pretty impressive, we gotta admit. The show blew up and then expanded into Los Angeles, where they continued filming at a new studio there. One of the world's biggest dancers, Maddie Ziegler, was one of Abby's dancers on the show since she was a toddler. So basically she can give all of her dancing skills to Abby. However, out of nowhere, while they were filming the show, we started to see that Abby was in some kind of trouble with the law. law. Turns out the news headlines weren't just rumors, and Abby was actually arrested for fraud. She was caught hiding $775 worth of money that was income from the show when claiming her taxes. She was sentenced to 1 year in prison, which she was able to get down to just 8 months. After she completed her sentence, she was given 2 years probation and can only live in certain areas approved by her probation officer. Sadly, once out of jail, she was diagnosed with cancer in April 2018 and has faced 10 rounds of chemo and 2 major spine surgeries. Abby is currently in a wheelchair and is learning how to walk all over again. The good news is though, even if Hollywood won't hire her, she can still be her own boss. A brand new season of her reality show Dance Moms is out right now, and her true fans are thrilled about it still. At number 6 is MACAULAY Culkin. If you're a Home Alone fan, then this one is probably a little bit upsetting for you. The child star had a career that was off to a very strong start. After watching him kill it in the Home Alone series, he did book roles after that, but none that really put him on the map the way Home Alone did. In 2005, he had drug charges against him, which he pleaded guilty to possession of marijuana and medication without a prescription. The 24-year-old at the time was given a 1-year deferred jail sentence and was ordered to pay his fees. This was just a few weeks after he appeared in court to defend the case that was going on against Michael Jackson at the time, who had sexual assault charges against him. Culkin faced a lot of criticism for defending the man who was being accused of molesting young children. Now in 2019, at 38 years old, he still faces the heat defending the recent documentary that came out about the Michael Jackson allegations. Culkin has no problem admitting that he spent a lot of alone time with Jackson, but nothing inappropriate ever took place. He claims that the two of them were just best friends. The two actually remained close friends over the years, and to a point where Culkin is actually the godfather to Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris Jackson. He has stayed out of Hollywood movies for years and has turned to live comedy acts instead, where he often makes jokes about the Michael Jackson allegations. You can imagine these jokes don't really go over too well with some people. Rumor has it though that you can find him in a movie called Changeland, taking on a smaller role of a character named Ian. Could this be another breakthrough moment for him? Do we even care? Let me know what you guys think. Halfway through the list at number 5 is NIKKI BLONSKY, also known as Tracy Turnblad from Hairspray, where she starred alongside Zac Efron and John Travolta. The fun musical movie came out back in 2008 and put her on the map as a talented actress. After that, you might have watched her in the short-lived ABC Family series Huge, but that is about it. It seemed like she was going to be the next up-and-coming actor, but her high didn't last very long. And to be honest, there's not really much reason for it. It's not like she has been involved in some awful celebrity scandal. She's just struggled to book some roles. Since then, she booked smaller roles here and there, but it wouldn't be enough to support someone as a full-time income. They do not say starving artist for nothing. In 2011, the actress did an interview with E! And said that she works at a shoe store in New York City and was later hired as a cosmetologist at a hair salon. Apparently, she went on to get her cosmetology license, and she began working part-time as a hairstylist and makeup artist in between auditions. She's kept a fairly low profile and tweeted out recently that she works these jobs to pay her bills, but she will not lose sight of her dreams. She's still hoping to get another breakthrough moment sometime soon. Here we are at number 4 with Dustin Diamond. The actor has made a name for himself playing Samuel Powers, aka Screech, on the classic TV series Saved by the Bell. In later years, he went into reality television starring on Celebrity Fit Club. The show follows 8 overweight celebrities on their journey to weight loss. However, while on the reality show, they didn't shine him in the brightest of lights. We all know that reality TV has the bad guy or the villain, and he was basically that. But after facing a ton of backlash and criticism, he threw the show under the bus and claimed and admitted that the whole thing was scripted. This is like the one thing you're never supposed to say about reality TV. Like, we know that it's kind of scripted, but like we don't actually want to know that it was scripted. If that wasn't enough, 2 years later in 2009, he wrote a book called Behind the Bell, where he talked about everything behind the scenes throughout his journey on the show Saved by the Bell. He faced a lot of heat for some of the things written in the book, like when he was saying some of the co-stars were often called to the office. The audience took that as a sexual theme, but the actor blamed the editor, saying his words were twisted. So it really just depends if you believe him or not. But it doesn't appear that Hollywood does. He hasn't had any credits to his name in the past few years. In spot number 3 is Taylor Lautner. We all know him as the hunky werewolf Jacob in the Twilight series, but once that came to an end, he had to create a career outside of that role. We were so used to seeing him with his shirt off that seeing him take on any other kind of role was a little bit weird. let's be honest. In 2011, he booked a lead role in the action thriller movie called Abduction, which should have been the next big thing for his career. However, the movie received mixed critics and didn't do as well as they thought it would at the box office. Since then, he hasn't really booked anything that would land him on our big screen again in a franchise like Twilight. He's still booking smaller roles like the 10 episodes as Dr. Cassidy Casade on the TV series Scream Queens, but that was back in 2016. And he also booked Dale on the TV series Cuckoo. But his last TV show ended in 2018 and there's been nothing to his name yet this year. Not really sure what he's up to these days. A lot of people kind of just forgot about him. And by people, I mean me. Alright guys, at number 2 is Logan Paul. He has been one of the most popular YouTubers for some time now, but his YouTube career took a hit when he made headlines in 2018 for a video that caused a lot of controversy. People were him and a group of friends were traveling in Japan and they went to the famously known Suicide Forest. He decided to vlog his journey through the forest where they happened to actually come across a dead body on their hike. In the video you can see Logan and his friends react to the dead body, which is actually shown on camera. Not only was showing the dead body disrespectful, but they also started laughing and making uncomfortable jokes about it. He posted the video and titled it, "We found a dead body in the Japanese Suicide Forest." During the video, Logan says, I quote, "I think this definitely marks a moment in YouTube history because I'm pretty sure this has never happened to anyone on YouTube ever." Fans were outraged and so were other celebrities who all bashed his names, calling him disgusting and saying he is a horrible influence on his young fan base and viewers. He was dropped by Google's preferred ad program that enables companies to sell ads on the top 5% of YouTube's most popular creators. He told The Hollywood Reporter that it cost him over $5 million. Since then, there are a number of brands and companies that refuse to work with him. Luckily, he is successful enough that he has gone on to fund and create his own podcast, Impulsive, which is actually a huge hit. Taking our number 1 spot is Steven Seagal. Back in the early 1990s, he was one of the top box office attractions when it came to Hollywood movies. He was also a martial arts action figure, which is pretty freaking cool. He's mostly known for his early career with movies like Above the Law and Under Siege, killing it at the box office with his 6'5" muscular frame and good looks. He was the leading man in action adventure movies at the time. But over time his career started sinking and it seemed like audiences were just kind of getting bored with his limited acting abilities. Not only did his acting career take a hit, but in more recent years so did his personal life and reputation. Last year in 2018 he was accused of sexual assault and rape by 2 different females. In January a report was made by actress Regina Simons who claimed that when she was 18 she was an extra on his 1994 movie On Deadly Ground when he allegedly raped her. Another former model named Fabiola Datis came forward after saying that he groped her during an audition back in 2002. His attorney made a statement saying that the claims were completely made up, but that didn't stop people from having their own opinions about it. The 2002 case was dropped because apparently the evidence didn't meet the requirements. He still denies everything from the 1994 case and has walked out of interviews when asked about it. He is still trying to remain in the acting world by booking smaller roles in anything that he can pretty much get his hands on, which just is not much. Alright guys, there is our list for today. I want to hear what you think. Tell me all of your thoughts and feelings down in the comments below, and make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you liked today's video. For now, let's check out some comments from my last video. Wilder says, "What is your favorite movie?" I would have to say Shutter Island. When I first saw it, I literally restarted it and watched it again, like back to back. Love that movie. Big Daddy Sam says, "As long as you're never fired from top 10 Beyond the Screen videos and we get to see your beautiful face, I'm good." Yes, same. I'm good with that too. Christopher Wakely says, "Your videos help my mama laugh and she needs that in her life. I thank you, Joss. That literally makes me so happy. Thank you so much, and sending a lot of love to your mom." Scott Whatever says, "To be frank, I don't like the narrator. She's pretty, but her voice is ick." You know, Scott, I always appreciate an honest man. Alright, that is all I have for you. Scott hurt my feelings, so I am leaving now. Just kidding. But if you want to keep watching more Beyond the Screen videos, you can just click the icon that will appear on your screen right over here. It appears right when I stop talking. I'm your host Joss, and I will see you next time.